Men, let me ask you something that might make you uncomfortable. What if I told you that 97% of women are secretly craving something specific in bed? Something they desperately want, but feel too embarrassed to ask for? And what if I told you that most men are completely missing this night after night, leaving their partners frustrated and unsatisfied? I am Dr. Sophie Clarke, and I've spent over 15 years working with couples, studying female sexuality, and conducting private interviews with thousands of women about their most intimate desires. What I discovered will probably shock you because it has nothing to do with size, stamina, or any of the things men typically worry about. In fact, the number one thing women crave in bed is so simple, so basic that most men overlook it entirely. Yet, when you understand what it is and how to give it to her, everything changes. Her response changes, her enthusiasm changes, the way she looks at you changes. And tonight, I'm going to tell you exactly what that is. But first, I need you to understand why women keep this secret. You see, from a very young age, women are taught to be accommodating, to not make demands, to avoid seeming needy or high maintenance. Most think this conditioning becomes even stronger, but after 15 years, many women would rather fake satisfaction than risk hurting their partner's feelings or appearing difficult. The result? Millions of women are having mediocre sex while their partners remain completely unaware. They smile, they make the right sounds, but inside, they are wondering if this is all there is. They love their men, but they are starving for something deeper, something more connected, something that makes them feel truly seen and desired. After interviewing over 10,000 women in private sessions, the pattern became crystal clear. It was not about technique. It was not about equipment. It was about presence, about attention, about making her feel like the most desirable woman in the world. Not just in the moment, but throughout the entire experience. The number one thing women crave is feeling genuinely wanted. Not just tolerated, not just available, but actively, desperately desired. They want to feel like you cannot keep your hands off them, like being with them is the highlight of your day, like their body and their pleasure matter more than anything else in that moment. This might sound obvious, but here is the problem. Most men think they are already doing this. They initiate sex, they participate, they try to make it good. But there is a massive difference between going through the motions and making a woman feel truly craved. Let me give you an example. When you reach for her, is it because you genuinely cannot resist her, or because it has been a few days and you think you should? When you touch her, are you fully present with her body, or are you already thinking about the next step? When you look at her, does she see hunger in your eyes, or does she see someone checking off a task? Women can sense the difference immediately. They can feel when your attention is scattered. When you are rushing, when you are focused more on your own release than on her experience, and when they sense that disconnection, their own desire starts to shut down. But when a woman feels genuinely craved, when she feels like you are completely captivated by her, something magical happens. Her body responds differently. Her inhibitions fade. She becomes more vocal, more adventurous, more eager to please you in return. The entire dynamic changes from obligation to celebration. So, how do you make her feel this way? It starts long before you ever touch her. It starts with how you look at her during the day, how you speak to her, how you prioritize her in your thoughts and actions. When she walks into a room, do you actually stop what you are doing and look at her? When she talks to you, are you fully listening, or are you half distracted by your phone, the television, or your own thoughts? These moments matter more than you realize because they set the stage for everything that happens later. Women need to feel desired as whole people, not just as bodies available for sex. They want to know that you find them interesting, attractive, and worthy of your complete attention. This is not about being fake or putting on an act. This is about genuinely appreciating the woman you are with and letting her feel that appreciation. Now, when it comes to the physical side, the principle remains the same, but the stakes get higher. In the bedroom, your attention and presence become even more critical. Most men approach sex like a task to complete. They have a mental checklist: kiss her, touch her here, move to there, finish. This mechanical approach is exactly what leaves women feeling disconnected and unsatisfied. Instead, try this. Tonight, when you are with her, slow everything down. I mean everything. Start with looking at her like you are seeing her for the first time. Run your hands over her skin like you are trying to memorize every inch. Kiss her like you have been thinking about it all day. Touch her like her body is the most fascinating thing you have ever encountered. The second thing women desperately crave is communication, but not the kind you might think. They do not want you to ask 100 questions about what feels good. They want you to tell them what you are thinking, what you are feeling, what you love about being with them. Most men are completely silent during sex, and this silence feels like disconnection to women. They start to wonder if you are bored, if you are thinking about something else, if you are just going through the motions. They need to hear your voice to know you are present and engaged. You do not need to be poetic or creative. Simple, honest statements work perfectly. Tell her she feels incredible. Tell her you love the way she responds to your touch. Tell her how much you have been wanting this moment. Tell her she drives you crazy in the best possible way. The key is that these words need to be genuine. Women have an almost supernatural ability to detect when you are saying something just because you think you should. But when your words come from real desire, real appreciation, real presence, they land like electricity. The third thing women crave is your complete focus on their pleasure. But here is the tricky part. They do not want it to feel like work for you. They do not want to feel like you are performing a duty or trying to prove something. They want to feel like giving them pleasure is something you genuinely enjoy, something you find exciting and satisfying. This is where many men get confused. They think being a generous lover means going through a specific routine or lasting a certain amount of time. But what women really want is to feel like their pleasure matters to you, like you find their responses fascinating, like making them feel good is one of your favorite things in the world. Pay attention to her breathing. Notice when she tenses up or relaxes. Watch her face. Listen to the sounds she makes. React to what you observe. If something you are doing is working, stay with it. If she seems to be pulling away or disconnecting, try something different. The fourth thing women crave is variety, but not in the way you might expect. They do not necessarily want you to try 100 different positions or techniques. What they want is for you to stay curious about their body, to keep exploring, to approach them with the same sense of discovery you had when you first got together. Many couples fall into patterns that become predictable and boring. You touch her the same way, in the same order, for the same amount of time. She knows exactly what is coming next, and so do you. This predictability kills desire faster than almost anything else. Instead, stay curious. Try different pressures, different rhythms, different amounts of time. Pay attention to how she responds on different days, in different moods, at different times. Her body is constantly changing, and what worked last week might not be what she needs tonight. The fifth thing women crave is emotional safety. They need to feel like they can be vulnerable with you, like they can let go completely without being judged or criticized. Many women hold back in bed because they are worried about how they look, how they sound, how they smell, or how long they are taking. Create an environment where she feels completely accepted. Compliment her body, but make sure your compliments are specific and genuine. Tell her how much you love her sounds, her movements, her responses. Let her know that her pleasure is worth waiting for, that you are not in a rush, that you want her to take all the time she needs. The sixth thing women crave is your own genuine pleasure and enthusiasm. They do not want to feel like you are doing them a favor or going through the motions. They want to see that you are truly enjoying yourself, that being with them turns you on, that you find the whole experience exciting and satisfying. Do not hide your own responses. Let her hear what she does to you. Let her see how much you want her. Your genuine excitement and pleasure is one of the most powerful turn-ons for most women. When they see that they have a real effect on you, it makes them feel powerful and desired. The seventh thing women crave is consistency, not just in the bedroom, but in how you treat them and prioritize them throughout your relationship. They want to feel desired and appreciated on Tuesday afternoon, not just on Saturday night when you want sex. Make an effort to connect with her physically throughout the day, even when it is not leading to sex. Touch her when you walk by, kiss her when you come home, hold her hand while you are watching television. These small gestures of affection and desire build the foundation for great intimacy later. The eighth thing women crave is your presence during the entire experience, not just during the physical act. They want you to be mentally and emotionally present from the first kiss to the last moment you are together. They want to feel like this time with them is the most important thing happening in your world right now. Put away distractions, turn off your phone, stop thinking about work or tomorrow's plans. Be completely there with her. Women can sense when your mind is elsewhere, and it makes them feel disconnected and unimportant. The ninth thing women crave is patience. Many women need more time to warm up, more time to get fully aroused, more time to reach climax. They do not want to feel rushed or pressured. They want to feel like you have all the time in the world, like their pace is perfectly fine with you. Do not watch the clock. Do not act impatient. Do not make her feel like she is taking too long. Instead, enjoy the process. Savor the buildup. Let her know that you love taking your time with her, that every moment is enjoyable for you. The 10th and final thing women crave is feeling beautiful and desirable exactly as they are. Many women carry insecurities about their bodies, their age, their experience level. They need you to make them feel like they are perfect in your eyes, like there is nowhere else you would rather be and no one else you would rather be with. Be generous with genuine compliments. Notice things about her that you find attractive and tell her. Make her feel like you see her as the most desirable woman in the world. This is not about lying or exaggerating. This is about focusing on what you genuinely find appealing about her and expressing it. Here is what I want you to understand. Giving a woman what she craves in bed is not about becoming a different person or learning complicated techniques. It is about being more present, more attentive, more connected to her and to the experience you are sharing. Tonight, try this. Instead of approaching sex with any agenda or expectation, approach it with curiosity. Instead of thinking about what you want to happen, focus completely on her. Watch her responses, listen to her breathing, pay attention to what makes her come alive. Tell her what you notice, tell her what you love about being with her, tell her how she makes you feel. Let her hear in your voice that this matters to you, that she matters to you, that this time together is something you truly value. Move slowly, take your time, let yourself get lost in the experience instead of rushing toward a goal. Focus on connection instead of performance. Focus on her pleasure instead of your own timeline. When you approach intimacy this way, when you give her the presence and attention she has been craving, everything changes. She responds differently. She opens up more. She becomes more eager, more passionate, more connected to you. And here is the beautiful part. When you focus on giving her what she truly needs, you end up getting everything you want, too. Better responses, more enthusiasm, deeper connection, and a partner who genuinely looks forward to being with.